Kviečiu pirmąjį pranešėją. I hereby invite our first speaker. It is Mr. Tamas Hinsenkamp from Hydro, ponas Tamas Hinsenkamp iš Hydro IT produkto vadovas. Ir jo tema bus WICONA BIM Solutions.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is hard to start this event. So, I am from WICONA, and my name is Tamas Hinsenkamp, and I'm responsible at WICONA for the BIM developments and the BIM strategy of the company. During this presentation, I will show you the products, what we created, so different software products for ArchiCAD and Revit, and I would like to tell a few words about how we think that WICONA could help and support the BIM situation and the BIM design method. At the beginning, I would like to place it into context, so why we are here. So the actuality of this presentation is the new BIM regulation in Lithuania, which will be in the 1st of July. And I lived through the same in Hungary 3 years ago. And then it started also with the same situation that the state projects were to deliver with BIM. And I was there at the preparation, and I lived through that change, and I lived through after the 3 years what happened after that. So I am originally architect, but I did not do design, only a few at the beginning. I was started to work with at first for Graphisoft, and I was developing ArchiCAD at the beginning, and after very soon I went to create projects and create tools for different manufacturers. So I have 20 years experience in that topic, what is now called BIM. Of course, 20 years ago it was not called BIM. It was only extensions and add-ons and plugins and libraries for the different CAD software. But now everything is called BIM, and now it is become regulated, and there are standards which are describing how it should work. So in this 20 years, I gained plenty information, what are the needs of the designers, what are the requirements of the manufacturers and suppliers. So during the 20 years, I made a lot of solutions for different companies where I was trying to make their products available, configurable, and understandable for designers. And at the same time, I wanted to give a tool where the product information could be delivered to designers, architects on a easy and simple way. So the BIM regulation, what will take effect this summer, seems to be a very strict situation, but in the whole BIM design process, that it is only an acceleration. So according to my experience, working with BIM means that architects and offices should find their own ways to work on a structured and on a regulated way. This means they have to find the solutions from the different design phases, how information will be managed and stored, and how database will be set up, in which software environment, and how they will put the information, manage the changes, and in which state they will use the different manufacturers' products, and how they can make schedules, and how they can evaluate the building information model, and how they can generate the plans and the documentations. So this regulation is helping to starting this approach. I'm sure some of you have already started it. So it requires energy and time, but in long term it will have its benefits and revenue in the work. So BIM, there are a lot of theory about BIM. There are classifications, there are regulations, there are standards in different countries, there are European level standards. So you could hear and listen and read thousands of pages and hours about that. I would like to use rather the practical approach. So the concept is that there are CAD systems you are using. There is ArchiCAD, there is Revit. I do not know which is much more used in Lithuania. We have learned that basically if we provide solution for these two CAD systems, then we can cover most of the needs in Europe. So our approach is that architects and designers are working with this CAD software. They have to establish their own environment for the database and for the different planning and information management. And we provide our products which will fit into this design process. So fit exactly into the architect's way of working and ArchiCAD's way of working and in the Revit's way of working. So this is what we were trying to achieve, and during this presentation, where I will show you some moments of the software, how it is working, I would like to give you an overview how we think it should work and how we think we could help in the design. So I set up the concept how BIM should work in WICONA, and we made the development for that in the past 3 years. So we realized an ArchiCAD library, and we realized a Revit add-in, which allows both the configuration of WICONA products. Very important is that, maybe I can show it on the next slide, these BIM tools, what WICONA provides you, have 3 very important issues. One is that we can give you the product information. For example, in WICONA, each window series is described in 800 pages. So it is a huge amount of information, and it is, so at the beginning of the design, nobody will go through these pages. So our goal is that through these tools, the most important information of these 800 pages of each series we will give you, and you will need only very simple decisions to make. The decisions what you can do without very deep product knowledge, without reading through and understanding that 800 pages. So for us that is the most important. The next point is that if you use our tools, then the design what you make are made with real products, real sizes, real look, real floor plan symbols, and then you will exactly see if they can fit in the design or not. And if you would like to make contact with the technical guys of WICONA, then with this BIM information, simply we provide you a digitalized channel to communicate. So through these BIM objects, WICONA provides you a communication channel, and so we should not continue communicating in scanned PDFs or something which was exported from the CAD system, but has really nothing to do with the product's possibilities and its sizes and so on. And of course, if you provide you these products, then we give you a tool where you have an ID, what you would like to place in the model. With these configuration tools, on the site, in the CAD software, you can put the real sizes, the real profiles according to the initial static calculations. You will have BIM objects available in native Revit families and in ArchiCAD libraries, which will represent and show the characteristics of these elements. So in visualizations and on floor plans, you will exactly see how these elements will look like at the end. So I will start with the Revit solution. It is a plugin, which is there is an installer for it. You can install it, and it will be available in Revit in the add-ins page. Can you show me how many Revit users you are here? Okay, thank you. And ArchiCAD? So So it is worth talking about both. So in Revit, this is an external application, but it is can be accessed from the add-ins folder. And then if you start it, it will give you a user interface where you can define curtain walls, windows, doors, sliders, and all our products. You will see it soon. I told a lot of things of that. One thing is important. We manage 3 levels of details or developments on the floor plan, and one simplified model for the 3D representation. This will result relatively acceptable size, family sizes. And the 3D model contains all details, which is important from the visualization point of view, but they are not too detailed. Very important for Revit, our solution is prepared to be used also by BIM managers, so we have a very smart and flexible attribute customization possibility. So basically, we write a lot of product information into these families, but of course, to fit into the architect office's standards or habits, they need to extend it with their attributes. So we have the possibility, based on templates, that BIM managers can influence the content of our families and BIM objects, and then establish an environment where they can easily work and they can connect it to their schedules. And now a video will show you in Revit how it is working, what is the concept. So it can be started in the add-ins side, and then it is a selection possibility. You can define geometry. You can change profiles. And at any time you can save it and place it as a Revit family. You can see the different level of details. And in the high level of detail, we show the real profiles of the constructions. And here in the type properties, you can see the information what we store of this BIM object, this product information. Here you can see the 3D representation. And anytime you can reopen it in the configurator, modify it, and it will be updated on the models. So there are a lot of tools. So we are developing this tool for 4 years. So I could speak 2 hours about it and about the functionality. But it is a very clear user interface and very clear decisions. So if somebody is starting to use it, it do not need too much time to explore it and to learn it. And we have video tutorials available which explain all the different functions, how you can use it. The next movie shows another side. Here we show how curtain walls can be created. So there are a lot of possibilities. You can start with a grid, you can start with a free 2D drawing, you can start with an existing model where you can use shapes which will represent the curtain wall surfaces. Here you can, we started with the grid, and here you can modify the dimensions. Then you can simply sculpture it with very simple tools. And then you could see we haven't asked any product information, so there are a lot of presets in the software which will say the series and the transom and the mullion sizes, and the design will be made according to that, and after that you will have the possibility to change everything one by one. Here I change the glazing to a panel. And in case of curtain walls, when we place it in Revit, Revit curtain wall grid will be created. And it has a lot of restrictions, so there is only one profile possible for 1 mullion and for transom. In that situation, although WICONA could create becolorization, that means the cap could be a different color than to the mullion and the transom, here we change it to one single profile. So we generate standard curtain wall families in Revit, but if the details are much more important, we can also generate generic families from the Revit, and it will contain all the details what the WICONA products could provide. And a next video shows you how you can reuse your existing 2D plans in Revit. So that means I simply read an existing elevation plan of a building, and I can reuse this elevation information imported from the DWG, use their points which snap, and then I can redraw the construction. So it is always interesting what could come in a DXF file, so it may not be precise enough, it can not contain always from running through lines, so we never know what we receive in DXF. So here we have the possibility either to redraw it or to copy it to the working environment, and this geometry is now used to generate a WICONA curtain wall. So that means the changing existing designs to WICONA products is very simple using this tool. And now we have also we have the possibility to modify it, and here in its original context you can modify the shape of this curtain wall. And the last video for Revit shows you how existing Revit curtain wall families could be transformed into WICONA products. So this is an example project of Revit, and now we simply selected one curtain wall which was built with rectangular mullion and transom profiles. We selected it, opened it in Wix3D, and now we can make the same configuration what we did as if we were making it from scratch. So this means if we make this modification and if we place it now in the original project, then this one will be replaced, and you will see that it will be replaced with the WICONA profiles, WICONA infills, and you will see the characteristics of these elements. So this was the Revit part, and now I go to the ARCAD library part. So as in Revit, it was very important for us that we generate Revit families, the same elements what you are using while your design process. In ARCAD, it was also very important that we should provide you something which is similar to the working method what you are using in ARCAD. In ARCAD, the standard library of ARCAD is very good and very rich, and this is almost perfect, and maybe it is perfect. And it was a big challenge to extend it with the WICONA information to improve it and make it much better. The concept was that we we copied the ARCAD library and we put WICONA information in it. So working with the WICONA library is absolutely the same as if working with the ARCAD library. Plus, you will find profile information, product information, and you have access to the product information on the web. So you have to load the ARCAD library, and then you will see the same icons, the same definition pages here in the ARCAD window and door settings, but they will be extended with our profile. So this WICONA page will appear as an extra. Everything else is the same as if in the ARCAD library. This is a different concept to the Revit one, but it will provide the same possibilities as in Revit. So if you are using AutoCAD, then you know exactly what does it mean and what these definitions will provide you. Here we have 4 levels of details. We have the standard appearance, what they have in AutoCAD, plus we have the profile view, which we can show in the 1 to 50 detail level. In 3D, we have 2 levels of details. One is a schematic one, which is identical to the Revit one, and a detailed one, which allows you the generation of 3D sections. So time is over, so we have the same for the window definition, and I'm sorry, the time is over, I can't show you all the videos, but here on the YouTube you will find all these videos about the Revit and AutoCAD solutions. And all these tools are free. You can download them after registration. You can download Wix3D from Wikidip if you are familiar with that. It contains all relevant information about WICONA products, solutions, brochures, profiles, everything. So this is the #1 information storage. There is a Wix3D site where you can download it. You can download also from BIM Objects, and you can see the videos on YouTube. Thank you very much, and I have to finish this presentation.
Thank you very much, but I'm sure the audience have questions for you regarding this presentation. Anyone? I only have one small question. I was kind of very interested in that direct connection with your engineers that is possible through the software. Does that happen often that the constructors, the architects have trouble using your software or your solutions, that they need to connect you?
It is not connecting using the software, it is connecting getting technical information about the products. So yes, there are so many possibilities and so many options. So if in later design phases it is an absolutely everyday situation that architects, designers and have consultations with our technical people.
Okay, so be encouraged to work with WICONA in the future and now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And see you next time.